Hello everyone. I'm here with a Fallout recording to talk about the different factions, their quests, and or goals. There are four factions: the Minutemen, the Railroad, the Brotherhood of Steel, and the Institute. You will meet the Minutemen very early on at the Museum of Freedom. The Museum of Freedom is your first major quest outside of the vaults. The Brotherhood of Steel will be a bit later on when you pick up their radio signal and follow it to the Cambridge police station. The railroad will be after that. I do not know the specifics of how to get the quest started to meet them. However, I got the quest by overhearing people in Diamond City Market. The quest told me to follow the Red Road. I followed it from Diamond City up to the Boston Commons Park, I think is the name of this place. It's right over here by Swan's Pond. I followed it from there to the Old North Church way up here. This area is very high level, so you will run into raiders and super mutants. The super mutants are high enough level to where you'll start seeing the suicide bomber version of them. They are armed with mini nukes and will blow themselves up on you if you do not shoot the mini nuke out of their hand. So this is a more difficult meet to accomplish. The Institute is going to be right around here, map-wise. You will not meet them until very late in the game. Their entrance is not available to you immediately because you have to be teleported in. So that will be a while. I will talk about the Minutemen, their quests and goals towards the end. Let's start with the Brotherhood of Steel. The Brotherhood of Steel is all about taking technology from a certain area and preventing people from using it wrongly, or at least that is their belief. So all the quests involving the Brotherhood of Steel are going to be to either um, get technology or clear an area out. You will notice that more or less in the Radiant quests. Radiant quests are quests that are repeatable for experience. So an example of that would be the first two Radiant quests I got from them was to clear out an area called Parkview Apartments. There's a bunch of super mutants over here that needed to be removed. As for retrieving tech, they sent me to Beantown Brewery. So that is the Brotherhood of Steel for you. The Railroad is all about saving the synths from the Institute. Synths are basically robots with a lot of intelligence to them. And the Railroad believes that they're intelligent enough to be their own person. The synths come from the Institute. So, of course, the Railroad's going to hate the Institute because they don't like the way they're treating these synths. The Institute hates everyone, and they believe they are the only hope for humanity. So, all the Railroad quests are going to involve saving synths, and the Institute quests are going to be about persuading others into believing the same thing, that they are the hope for humanity. So those are those quests. Now for the Minutemen. The Minutemen are all about rebuilding the Commonwealth and repopulating it. So this is going to involve colonization quests. And I left this towards the end because this is going to be a much more lengthier explanation. The Minutemen quests go beyond colonization. There'll be Radiant quests for helping a settlement, either by clearing out enemies or by clearing out a new settlement for their friends to move in. So an example of that would be Ten Pines Bluff. I got a Radiant quest to clear out the ghouls at Bedford Station. I did clear this out towards the beginning, but I guess they repopulated. Another example would be for Starlight Drive Inn. One of their citizens asked me to clear out, I think it was Croup Manor, so their friends could move in. So those are the quests involved with that. Now, there is one other quest that is attached to all this, and that is called ownership quests. Whenever you have a settlement, if there's an enemy patrol nearby or an enemy has selected your settlement for an attack, then you have to come defend them. If you don't defend them, a lot of your stuff will get damaged, and you'll lose population. I had this happen with the Taffington Boathouse, in which a gunner patrol was coming up this Tucker Memorial Bridge area, and all the way up this path towards the Taffington Boathouse. I got the quest saying that I needed to defend Taffington Boathouse. I got down there, clear out the gunners. So it is a constant cycle of defending, clearing, and colonization. It is the most time-consuming and aggravating. And I blame most of that time-consuming process not on the constant rotation of defending and clearing, but because of the colonization system itself. I don't think that they did this real well, and I'll show you why. So, the first thing you'll notice on the page is all of your resources and other things are listed towards the top. So you'll see that I have 18 food. This is what I mean by this. So that 18 food is what's being worked right now. It does not tell me the overall food that could be worked if I put all my workers there. As far as the happiness, it doesn't really tell me what is causing it to go down or up. So the most I can figure out on my own is the way to increase happiness is by having a sufficient amount of food, water, and beds, and the other factor being traders. You'll notice in the description that it says produces income based on the total population, makes settlements happier. Outside of that, I don't know what causes the happiness to increase. The other thing that I think is a hassle in terms of this is because of the resources needed to make the different items and walls and things of that nature. And I'll show you what I mean. So when you go here to your workshop, you can hit R to transfer, and this will pull up the list of you know, all the things that you can get from here. Now, everything in my list is in raw form. And what I mean by that is when you pick up, say, a coffee cup, it will say ceramic, right? Well, that ceramic will only happen when the coffee cup is salvaged, right? So you'll end up having a lot of different items in here because this workshop doesn't do an auto salvage thing for you. So what will end up happening is you'll have an overpopulated list of coffee cups, office desk fans, aluminum cans, tin cans. The list goes on of what will be in here. So it makes it very difficult to figure out what resources to take with you when you have an overpopulated list. Settlements will not share resources until you open a trade route with them. So for the longest time, you will be forced to take what resources you need from wherever you're storing them and then move them to that settlement. So obviously it's going to be harder to do that when there's not really a list of things in their raw form, right? So the way I did this was I dropped any junk items on the ground and then I salvaged them. What I mean is I did this. I basically went right here. I opened my inventory. I went to this junk page and I hit R to drop any of those coffee cups or whatever else I picked up. And then when I drop them, I open the salvage menu or build menu, whatever you want to call it, and then I point it at that particular item, and then I hit V. As you can see right here, it will tell you if you can, or I'm sorry, scrap is R. And when I click R, you'll see it'll tell me that it will tell me that I'll get all this, right? So I did that with all the items, and I did this every single time I picked up a junk item. I came back here, dropped it on the ground, and I salvaged it. Very annoying. The other thing, too, that I have found to be a problem with settlements is in the fact that there is a lot of glitches and bugs involving it. One thing I have noticed with my settlements in particular is I'll completely fence it off and leave a junk fence at one portion of the settlement so people can get in and out. Despite having the junk fence closed and the entire place walled off, there's been times where enemies have continually ran into the wall, and then at some point they glitch so bad that they end up teleporting on the other side of the wall. This happened with Oberlin Station a long time ago, in which a raider teleported across the wall, threw a grenade, and ended up destroying all my turrets and a water pump. I was so annoyed because I was sitting there like I did my best to wall this off, and yet he got in here despite the junk fence being closed. The other hassle with this entire settlement system is in the fact that the settlers will actively chase enemies. They will not stay inside the walls. This happened with Taffington Boathouse, in which that same gunner patrol came in, but at the same time that the gunner patrol came in, they attracted a bunch of blood bugs, and I did my best to kill as many blood bugs as I could, but then one ran away to right about here at this T intersection. My settler followed it all the way from Taffington Boathouse all the way over here and got themselves killed. That is very annoying. They should have had a thing to where the settlers stay inside the settlement, not come out of it. If the settlers stayed within these settlements, the defending part would be so much easier because I could just keep the junk fence closed and not have to worry about them. But no, the game just had to make it to where they chase things. I never understood it. So I just don't like the minimum quests. I only stuck with it because you know, I already put a lot of effort into it, and I figured I could just continue going and see the end for Minuteman, which I did, but I would not do it again on another file or anything of that nature. I would not recommend doing it for anybody. If you really want to see the Minuteman ending, just watch YouTube. Do not put yourself through this pain, because it is just not worth it. So yeah, that's all I have regarding settlements and things. I hope this gives you enough information and ideas as to which faction to choose when you do Fallout. Thanks for listening.